you how to get looking from this to this. I love to experiment to cover all blemishes, dark circles. So today I'm doing something a little bit out of my own comfort zone. I have never tried this before. So what we're going to use are eyeshadows as our correctors. So I'm just taking my Coastal Scents palette, and for the orange I'm just taking this palette right here, and I'm working with 2 shades of orange. I'm working with these 2 shades right here. So this is like a lighter orange and this is a deeper orange, and what I'm doing is, you guys can see, is I'm just working with a flat brush and I'm patting it on underneath my eyes. The mistake I did was I went in a little bit heavy handed. What you need to do is take less, so way less than what I've done, and then just build it up. You don't want it to be too much going on, because what I found was, as I was applying the concealer on top, I basically had to add that little bit extra concealer basically, which it doesn't really matter because I tend to put my foundation on top. But if you're the person where you like to use less concealer, then maybe cut down on the eyeshadow. But again, this is to hide your dark circles and pigmentation. So just make sure you pat away and blend away and you will be fine. I did it underneath my circles around my mouth, so just on the corners of my mouth. And then for the redness, I thought, now I don't normally use a green, let me tell you all that. I never use a green cream corrector or anything green to hide any redness, and they do normally say it's the green that will correct the redness. So I thought, let's try it. So taking my other palette in here, I just worked with this green right here, so more of a paler green. I don't know whether I should have worked with a different colour green, because you've got so many options. So it's all about experimenting. But I took that green and I put it on the areas where I have my redness. Now what I found was, again, take less, and green isn't something I'm going to work with again. I thought I'd just try it. I am going to stick with the orange just because I find I've worked with orange correctors before, so the cream correctors, and they've worked nicely. I've never used a green, so I'm going to stick with the orange eyeshadow, and I know that'll work a tad bit more better than the green. So again, with the green, just make sure you really blend it out, and then it comes to the concealer and the foundation. So for my concealer, what I used are my trusty old, these are like my best friends, seriously, they're going to go with me on holiday, that's how good they are. It's the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealers. Now I use ginger first. I use ginger and custard. Ginger is more my tone, and custard I use as a highlight. So I use ginger first, take my beauty blender, and you guys can see what I'm doing, just getting carried away, blending it out. And then it went on to the foundation, and I just want to say, using this concealer, and I'm assuming it'll work with any other concealer, it covered the orange nicely. I didn't have so much of, it didn't mix together, it didn't go an orangey shade or anything like that. I could see a slight bit of orange just in the inner corner, and that's only because I went in a bit heavy handed. So again, go in a bit light, don't go in too heavy handed, take a light touch and pat it on and it'll work nicely. I just had to double up on my concealer, which to me, it doesn't really matter because, I love my concealer. I'm using my trusty old X1 Invisiwear foundation, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to start using this again. So the F200 is what I'm using, and up until my hand went a little bit dead, my arm went a little bit dead, I ain't got any muscles going on here, I was using my beauty blender to begin with. And then when my arm went a little bit dead, I decided to take my Real Techniques brush, which is the buffing brush. So either one works amazingly. I use them both together, so part buff, part blend, with the beauty blender, and this is what I got. And then set it all in place. I love using the Stay Matte powder. That is, oh my god, my favourite powder ever, and I need to get myself another one. Hitting pan on that. So that is my favourite powder. Use that, it will stay in place, and this is what you have. For the rest of the products, it will be listed in the info bar, so you guys can check out what the products I use. It was just a few extra 4 products. So this is how I achieve it using eyeshadows. So tell me all, have you guys used eyeshadows in the past? Because if you have, why didn't you all tell me instead of me telling you guys about the orange corrector, or the Illamasqua image? Naughty you. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I shall see you all soon. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe, because if you subscribe, that only means you'll see a lot more videos from me. Anyway guys, I shall see you all soon. Bye. By Wet n Wild, and this is it. All the products will be in the info bar. It is a mango cocktail dessert. It is so delicious, so easy, so quick